Hey, yo.
Back, Hir-O.
Yo, check it. This my special attack, 100 swords, 100 episodes, and here's to 100 more. Who got next? Place your change on the cabinet. Air Combo University graduates juggle my enemies before tagging in the Masters Hero. Pros in action, toe tagging champions getting active. The message will always get near you. Return to the dream team, Spider-Man and Strider hear you. When the mask is on, I can't promise Cyclops to keep his glasses on. The handshake was potent. The inner glow shown as a mega optic blast, trailing behind the Shinku Hadouken. How you gon' dodge both of them? Blast you down to the last atom. Best regards from the proton cannon you couldn't fathom. If you were raised on gaming and put a controller up, I'm old enough to study the meta before I bless you. We understood space in the dash clean. Now we need the Justin Wong poster right next to the pro athletes. Final justice like a primary lotus from out the sky. Stars and stripes reminding you racism is still alive. Bring a plasma sword to a gunfight. Hayato, bring a hurricane kick. Tatsumaki Sentakyu. One time for all my otakus who played the console till their eyes closing. Probably forgot to study for their finals. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash.
Recording.
Yo, we back in there. Welcome.
Yes, sir.
To the SwordCast. What's up, you guys? What's going on? Last time.
What's going on?
What's going on, guys? How's everybody feeling out there? It's the SwordCast, hosted by Seth Rollins.
All right.
Seth freaking Rollins. Hey, all the Seth Rollins jokes aside, shout out to this guy. He's having one of the best years out of all the. I gotta be completely honest. If I am to sit here and be like, who is my pro wrestling MVP of 2022? It's hard for me to not say that Seth Rollins is like top 2 or 3 guys.
Oh wow,
he has been on fire in WWE this year. He's been killing it, man. Like he had the feud with Cody, you know what I'm saying, was fire. That Hell in a Cell match was really dope. Got 5 stars from Dave Meltzer. Not that I care about his match ratings, but he got 5 stars. Dave Meltzer. But that match was fire. Then he had the feud with Matt Riddle was good. They had some good matches. You know what I'm saying? Then he's like, he just won the United States title from Bobby Lashley, and then
nice.
Now it looks like he's about to have a feud with my guy, our guy, Mustafa Ali.
Let's go.
Coming off the bench, he's so good, man. I really hope they do something with that guy. He's dope. But then like Seth has just been so good, just trolling people all year too. You know what I mean? Like when he wrestled Cody, he wore the Dusty Road like polka dot outfit.
Yeah.
And then when he wrestled Roman Reigns for the title, he wore the Shield outfit, did the Shield thing.
That's funny.
And then when he was wrestling Matt Riddle, he wore the Rob Van Dam top. So yeah, man, shout out to Seth Rollins, man. He's having himself a year. But welcome to the SwordCast. I have no idea what number episode this is. What are you into currently?
You go first, because I'm going to tie mine in with the next subject.
Booyah! Bet. So yeah, man, you already know I've been reading Berserk, and I love it. So last time, I believe, well, this was a couple episodes ago, man, you asked me, you were saying, so people always say that Guts is like one of the best anime / manga swordsman of all time, and you were asking me like, have I seen anything that would, lead me to concur with that statement? And I was just kind of like, well, at this point, right, I was still in the Golden Age arc. I was just finishing that, so this is at the time where like I was just like, well, yeah, right now it's just purely off of his like devotion to to his sword. So that was the main thing. But like now it's like Yeah, like his first of all, his sword is ridiculously huge,
giant.
Because he goes through a couple different ones. Like he starts off with this kind of bigger one that he kind of grew up with, and then that one gets broken in a fight, and then he gets this dude named Zod, the immortal Zod. He's like a demon, and he gives Guts a sword so he can defeat this one guy. And Gus uses that sword for a little while, but it's kind of like it's not very good. It's just like a big jagged type of sword. Then that one breaks, and then you know I'm a big sucker for like a swordsmith guy. You know what I mean? Like the dude that I love when the swordsman goes to, and they have like the relationship with the swordsmith, and it's always the same. Like they're always kind of rude to him, but they actually really like each other, and the swordsmith kind of takes care of him. You know what I'm saying? So this guy, the part where he gets the Dragon Slayer, which is the big sword, is so good because he's like I read this part a long time ago. I'm way far past this now, but this is so Guts goes to his guy who makes his swords, and the guy literally just makes one, and then I told you ever since the eclipse happened, whenever the sun goes down, these demons come out and they attack Guts because he's like marked by that curse mark. So this big demon comes, attacks them, he fights it, breaks his new sword that my man's literally just made for him. So then he's like, then there's a Dragon Slayer, and it's like this big giant hunk of like metal, and it's so big, and they talk about it, and he's like, yeah, a long time ago, this king asked me if I could make a sword that could kill a dragon, and he was like, you know what I'm saying, and he made one, but he's like, it's useless, like nobody can use it, you can't swing it, it's too big, it's too heavy. Gus picks that mug. You know what
Easy.
I'm saying? So and then it's just like, now the further you read, like they really start putting more details in of like how efficient he is with this like giant sword, and he's so fast. Like he's like, and I also love a character that's just like has these ridiculous feats, but they don't really explain them too much. Like kind of like Gon from Hunter. Like I loved how Gon was just like kind of really strong and fast, but like he didn't have like superpowers or nothing. He was just,
so I like that when I actually don't like that when it's children. Like that's one of the things that I didn't like about Hunter x Hunter. Like, why are these 7-year-olds? Because they're literally like is Gon even 10? Is he even 10 years old?
I think he's like 10. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here! Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like
maybe 11.
I can't deal. Like, no, there's no 10-year-old on the face of this earth that can whoop my ass. Not one, bro. Show me. Go. Somebody listening to this episode.
Oh my God.
Go find me a 10-year-old that can beat my ass. I dare you. I'll give you $100. It's just, and it suspends my disbelief a little bit too much.
Right.
But Guts, who's a big, giant, strong man, okay, that makes sense. Or even a big, strong woman, kick the shit out your ass, no problem. But a child, a little tiny little boy, I'm sorry, not gonna be able to do it.
Not gonna be able to do it.
Hilarious. But yeah, man, Guts. So yeah, I definitely am on board to say that he's, one of the best swordsmen. Then like I said, I love a sword training scene. There's some of those. Dog, he has this girl. She's just like throwing these giant logs down a waterfall, and then he's just at the bottom of the waterfall, just cutting them.
Nice.
But yeah, so I read the Golden Age arc that's one of the, I told you last time, that's one of the probably the best character building arc that I've maybe ever read, besides like the farm arc in Vagabond, and then Kojiro's backstory in Vagabond. Like this was really good. Then I got through, so the arc after that was like the Lost Children arc, man, and I think that arc more than any other one really shows that like, there's a disclaimer if you're getting into Berserk, like nothing's off limits, like it's so dark, and there's no like no themes, no elements, like women, children, like nobody is safe off limits, bro. The Lost Children arc is crazy because it's based off of this, like there's like this little fairy tale in this village, and like he meets this girl, and this little girl comes from this like she comes from this village where children are being abducted and like nobody knows. But on top of the children being abducted, they're also like abused, and like their fathers are alcoholics, and you know the kids are always getting abused and stuff.
Weak,
super weak. But so, I don't want to spoil it. But anyway, the kids that are abducted they all get turned into like demons, and Guts, bro, he kills all these demons and he doesn't know. And then after they die in their demon form, their bodies turn into kid bodies. So he like kills like tons of these demons, and then he just realizes like,
babies.
Yeah, and and he just like throws up. It's crazy. But that arc was really good. But the part I'm not gonna go through because I don't want to spoil it for anybody that's gonna get into it. But it's this part at the end, bro, where like, so this girl, she just wants him to take her with him, right? She wants to go with him. She doesn't want to go back home because she's got kind of a crappy stepdad situation, you know. And she's like, "Take me with you, please," you know. And Gus is like, he's like, "No, like you need to go back home." Like and he basically is just telling her like, "If you come with me, like this is my life every day.
I do this shit all the
this
time.
is gonna be, you know, worse." Like
Murder.
And he's just like telling her like, and he says something to her, and I posted the panel in the Discord. I don't remember exactly what he says, but he says like, he's basically like, "There's no paradise, only battlefields. Like this is mine, and that's yours. Like you need to go back to your battlefield. Like it's nothing. It ain't no sunshine and rainbows." You know what I'm saying? And like that's how Berserk is, man. Like it's really there's nothing good ever. Like anytime you think that it's gonna be, nope. Let's pull you back down to the darkness. It's very, 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 very dark. But that's kind of what makes Guts such a sweet character, man. Is that like he just keeps going. You know what I'm saying? He just keeps going all the time. And now I'm on it's like the conviction arc, and it's just broken up into so many different parts. I'm at the end of that. And it's just like, so he meets another one. He meets this girl. She's part of this army called the Holy Chain Army, and she's just like this religious, like just super devoted, like religious zealot type of person, and it's just like she's so into her religion, and her meeting Guts just like blows her world up because of how she sees just how dark the world is, and like the stuff that he, you know, has to deal with and do every day, and demons and monsters and all this stuff. And it's just like she's so into her religion that she just really genuinely feels like she's better than people, and that like she shouldn't be, you know, going through the things that some of these other people are going through. And it's just like, where have I ever seen that before?
Yeah, weird. Strange.
But Berserk, fire, 10 out of 10. Boom.
Do your wrestling recap real quick, and then I'll get into what I'm into.
Bet. All right. Oh yeah, man. Sidebar. On top of that, my son has been obsessed with the Clone Wars, but the Jindy, the original Star Wars Clone Wars show,
the better one,
the GOAT. That show is so amazing. So we've been watching that. He's been watching that like over and over and over and over again. And I was just saying, I remember when that came out, man. I think I was in 8th or 9th grade when that came out, and I remember it used to come on every Friday at 8 o'clock, and the episodes were so short. Remember, they were only like 10 minutes. So yeah, that was really dope, man. So that show was fire. Shout out to that. But yeah, man, quick wrestling recap. Orange Cassidy, man, hilarious. He's a star. My man's carrying the All Atlantic Championship in a backpack. What you're saying?
Have you guys seen this yet?
I want it.
I'll wrestle both of you guys. So good.
Love Orange Cassidy, man. So good. Yeah, man. AW. You know, they're the little in shambles right now. I mean, it's so weird without Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks.
Yeah, I think they're not doing as well as to be expected.
It's just without them there, it's just weird. It looks like we're gonna get like some Blackpool Combat Club beef between. I think Wheeler Yuta's been really good, man, and it looks like him and Danielson are gonna have an issue because he's kind of jealous that Danielson's like obsessed with Daniel Garcia. I think that's cool.
And I don't know if I see it the way everybody else does. Like Daniel Garcia he's a good wrestler, I guess.
But he just I'm with you on that. I think he's good, but
even from like a technical grandpa standpoint.
Yeah,
like
technical grandpa.
he just seems he's like
He's regular.
He's
like,
technical wrestler.
Yeah,
you
draws
know?
and
he's not nearly as good as either Danielson or Wheeler Yuta, in my opinion.
100% agree. I'm with you on that. So you're not alone there. So we got that going on. We got.
Hold on, one more take. I think when people say somebody is a good technical wrestler, I think that shit is so objective to me.
I think it's a huge it's a big time umbrella term that covers.
It could just. What are you talking about exactly?
It's mad. It's arbitrary because people. So some people will say Bret Hart's the best technical wrestler of all time.
I'm an idiot. Subjective, not objective.
You know what I'm saying? Like people will say Bret Hart is the best technical wrestler of all time. Then somebody will say, "No, it's
whoever
Minoru Suzuki," and it's like
they're not even close to the same type of wrestler.
Right. Then they'll say Danielson, and then even when I think of technical wrestling, I think of Zack Sabre Jr. I think of Bryan Danielson. I think of you know what I'm saying, guys like that. Now, I think because people get the word technical confused with in-ring ability. Because in my opinion, that's two different things.
Totally.
Because you would say Phoenix is incredible in the ring, but you wouldn't say that he's a technical wizard like that.
And you know what? I don't give a fuck about that because. So I guess my point is the subjective piece.
Yeah, because there's so many Kenny Omega, obviously incredible in the ring, but you wouldn't hear people saying that he's a technical wizard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
But I've even heard people back in the day, Jim Ross, consider Sting to be an in-ring technician.
Yeah,
and he was great, but also he was a high-flying, power-bombing ass nigga.
Yeah,
he was
strong guy.
He was I guess maybe what they meant was he was a strong guy that was also fast. So I guess if you did that in the 80s, that was holy shit, what?
God. Yeah, facts.
Impossible. You can't be fast and strong at the same time. Come on, bro.
Nah, that's facts. I hate that. I'm not a fan of that word either. Yeah. But yeah, so AEW, Moxley, obviously champ. Good thing Adam Page is okay. I don't know if you watched.
I did see that. He got his brains knocked out.
Doug. So when I was watching it, I rewound it because I didn't see what happened. And it looked to me like he got knocked out on that clothesline. So he had no control over his landing.
He got knocked out, concussion.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Okay.
That's literally exactly what happened.
So he's good though. He's just I hate saying he's just got a concussion, but you know what I mean?
It looked scary.
Yeah. And then we got NXT had their Halloween Havoc show, which I hate NXT using Halloween Havoc as a show, but whatever. It was okay. Shout out to Wesley. I think he's really dope. He was from that Rascals tag team. He won the North American Championship. Mandy Rose still the women's champion.
She back in NXT?
Yeah, she been the champ for a year. Mandy Rose won the championship. Braun Breaker still a champ. He's fine. I'm not mad at that. He's still a champ. So yeah, NXT Halloween Havoc is mid. I would say it was pretty mid to me. And then MJF, obviously this guy is on fire. Yeah. I would assume that he would somehow win the title at Full Gear. So that way Moxley can take his long vacation. I don't know if I hate to say this, but I have not been into the main event scene in AEW in so long, bro. I respect Moxley and I do like him to a certain point, but I'm kind of burnt out on him.
He's been champion for the entire run of AEW.
You know what I'm saying? That's facts.
How is he a 3-time champion and there's only been 4 champions?
Bro, it's unbelievable.
It's literally been, I think, 6 champions.
It's been Moxley,
him,
it's been Jericho, it's been Kenny, it's been Hangman.
So it's been four champions.
Yeah,
and
he's been champ
he's been 3 of them.
I'm just I'm just burnt out on Moxley. It's I'm kind of I'm burnt out on him. I like Hangman, but it's we kind of knew that Moxley was gonna win that match anyway, and it's and we called this, right? We knew that whoever won the belt next, whether they CM Punk, whether the crazy backstage stuff didn't happen.
I guess CM Punk was technically champion for.
Oh yeah, he was too, so that counts. So there's 5. But CM Punk, we knew that regardless, with the backstage drama, or whatever, we knew that the next AEW champion was gonna get sacrificed for MJF's run. We already knew that. Mm-hmm. So knowing that, I'm kind of glad that Danielson didn't win it when they had that tournament because I think he's the next guy that will be champ that people will like be, you know what I'm saying, super tuned into. Like now MJF, obviously he's gonna be good, and I also respect him because he like took some time off and he looks the part now.
No,
like,
for real,
now
he looks jacked.
Yeah, like now he looks like a world champion now. You know what I'm saying? So.
And he's also like
he can wrestle, man. Like,
he can wrestle, and also I think he's gonna end up being like one of those guys like Stone Cold that ends up turning face by accident.
Yeah, because
like not even on purpose.
Because I think I can see that happening too. So yeah, man. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how. And it goes.
I kind of like the program with him and Regal.
Oh, that was fire. Yeah. I loved how it takes a lot to be able to like extinguish somebody's fire like that, because MJF was on fire and Regal was just kind of
put that nigga to sleep, dog. Like, hey, quiet down, young man. Better than what CM Punk did. It was
fire. Oh yeah, no question, it was fire. So yeah, man. Quick wrestling recap. Boom.
All right, bro.
What you got?
So I'm about to call my boy real quick.
Shout out to the arts god, Edmund.
Yes, I'm about to get him on the horn.
And what are we doing this for?
Well, I'll let him tell you.
Okay.
You better pick up the phone, though. I literally just texted you.
What was he, sleep last time?
Yeah, he was traveling. Can you hear it in the headphones? The phone ringing?
Hello?
What's up, man?
Hey, buddy.
Hola.
Hey, man, I'm on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and I use my phone a friend. All right.
Am I live?
Yeah, you're live. You're live, man.
Oh, this is live. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Don't say anything embarrassing. Okay.
So.
Calm yourself, Ed. Calm yourself.
So the $1 million question, okay?
I can barely hear him.
Sorry.
So the $1 million question on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. What did Tommy Pickles carry in his diaper?
Oh, it was a screwdriver.
Hey! Let's go! Yeah. No, good call. Shout out to Tommy Pickles.
Inspiration from Doctor Who. Fun fact. There you go.
There you go.
Wow. Did not know that.
Sonic screwdriver. That's why I use it
yes.
for everything.
Of course.
That's fire.
So the reason why we called you is because you had the experience of doing what recently?
Well, by recently you mean last year?
Bro, get out of here. Then just answer the question.
I worked on Black Adam.
Hey.
Dwayne Johnson's movie. We call him DJ on set, you know. They call him DJ. They refer to him as DJ. Nobody calls him The Rock anymore, apparently.
Really?
I would have instantly.
It's only ever, hey, DJ needs this, DJ needs that.
Here, hold on real quick. I'm going to do something and see if this works.
Fire.
I'm about to call you, Noveliss, and then that way we can both talk to him.
I bet.
I wonder if this is going to work.
Live.
Yeah, we'll see. Watch him still not answer the phone, and I'm looking at this nigga. I'm literally looking at him. He's still not going to pick up.
Oh, man. Good times. Good times. Hey, it's not ringing. You know my phone kind of sucks, though.
Well, still, look. Y'all seeing this happening live.
It's not ringing. It's dead. It's dead serious. Not ringing.
It is
so weird.
I'm sorry.
See, my phone sucks. I told you.
Please try your call again.
Dog, that's hilarious.
It's even ringing.
That is hilarious, bro.
See, I don't ignore people.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I literally just tried to call him and he
all
didn't
good,
answer while I was staring him right in the face. Dog.
Wow. I'd like to imagine it was a deadpan look. I have no idea. Like that Bernie Mac. Just staring straight into
In
the
his
person's face.
to his credit, his phone didn't ring for some reason. But whatever, we'll figure it out.
See?
It's because that room, that house is it's basically a black hole sometimes, all right?
Well, I got Verizon, so I'm good. Do you not have? What do you have?
Xfinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, so let's talk about your experience on around set. I know you weren't technically on set, but tell me about how that went.
Working on it. First job. It's fun. It was interesting. I worked in costumes, aging and dyeing costumes, dye shop, which just basically means, uh, taking the clothing, since it's inherently going to be purchased new or rented,
Wow.
and making it look worn based on the desires of the designer and directors and sometimes actors, to be like, hey, this person has a jacket that they've apparently had for 20 years, but we bought it new. So how are you supposed to make it look like they've had it for 20 years? And it has the normal wear and tear that a person, everyday people, wouldn't think about. But if you saw somebody and they say they have like a favorite jacket that they've worn for a while, but there's no creases, no folds, no tears, no rips, no abrasions, no discoloration, your brain is inherently going to be like, that's not very good, or accurate to what I would expect. So
yeah, no, that makes sense. So did you see any of the stuff that you made on screen?
Absolutely. And I saw stuff that definitely came through the shop, and I had a lot of flashbacks as I was watching the movie, like, oh, I remember somebody working on those shoes. Oh, I remember touching that armor.
That's fire.
Oh,
So did you?
That's fire.
What's your favorite piece of clothing or whatever set piece that you worked on that you saw on screen and was like, yo, that's dope?
Okay, see, so I know I was texting you about this before, as it's not really a spoiler.
That's fine.
It's a part of the movie that happens.
Yeah, that's fine.
So there is a moment where, again, this is why when I was reading the script and hearing stuff, I was like, what the hell is this movie about to be? And I'll take a chance to talk to you about it, later after y'all see it. But at one point, there's undead soldiers that come back, and so being able to work on their armor from back in the day, as well as their undead version, to make them like battle damaged and decrepit and older, and they're got holes in it, and taking the helmets and putting stuff like that was exciting. However, like in some movies where they decide to do something practical, and then when you go see it, you realize that they did everything digitally. That's what happened with those. So I was like, what the
So what did I do all this shit for then?
Pretty much. But that's kind of the nature of the business that I'm learning. Wow. There's stuff like that happens all the time. They'll tell you they need like 100 or something, and then when you watch the movie, you only see like 10 of them. Wow.
So what about did you get to work with Black Adam's costume at all?
Black Adam's costume. I got a chance to help repair somebody's something, and it's gold, so that's why I'm having a mental break. If it was,
oh, is it I heard that the tornado was in this movie, or the red tornado. Was it him?
No, Cyclone.
So, that's a different character. I don't know who Cyclone is. I guess
some relation to Red Tornado though.
So yeah, because they're both like the same robot, or they're made by the same people or something like that.
There's some kind of connection. Okay. My nerd card is old and decrepit at this point, so I don't remember. I know a lot about DC, but not nearly as much as Marvel. So
yeah. Same.
So yeah, that's the same thing. Like I did a little bit of research when I was like, who the hell are these characters that I'm reading about in this script? But yeah, she has some relation to Red Tornado. I don't know if it's some kind of familiar relationship or what. I mean, she's a human being, so I know it's not.
Oh, really? Because because Red Cyclone is a robot, right? He's basically like Marvel's version of Vision, except with different powers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she has some kind of relation with that and similarity. But I mean, she was cool in the movie.
Word.
Atom Smasher is pretty cool. They're both kind of generic characters, but still pretty cool nonetheless.
Atom Smasher is basically DC's version of Goliath or Ant-Man, kind of, right?
I'm going to say I would lean towards Goliath because I don't know if he goes smaller. He just goes bigger in the movie, at least. I'm going to try to not say anything else specifically on characterization of stuff and all of that because I don't want to share those. But they're all right.
Okay. Well, one last thing I wanted to talk to you about before we move on, as for my part of what have I been into recently. House of the Dragon finale yesterday. How'd you feel about it, dog?
Yes. Oh, I'm excited. I'm back. I'm gambling again.
I'm gambling again.
I'm gambling again.
What's the
back
wait
on the
time
Game of
for
Thrones
the next one?
bandwagon. I'm excited. I'm on board. The way that episode ended,
Yeah,
that
bro.
final shot where you're just like, oh,
Shit about to go down, dog. So
and I am completely on your side, babe.
right, bro. Fuck Allison, bro. Fuck them green ass niggas, dog. Hey, bang bang black gang only. Early, goddamn Dragon Street gang. What was it? Dragonstone gang. Bitch.
Basically, yeah.
So Noveliss asked, do you know what the wait time is between the season 1 and season 2? I bet it's gonna be at least 2 years, no?
I mean, stuff like that.
That sucks, man. I hope it's only one. I hope they can manage 1 year somehow.
I have my doubts just because of how in depth something like that, how much money that shit costs,
Yeah, true.
how much has to go into it, the fact that it is overseas, the fact that they're not like doing a lot of stuff completely on green screen, like Marvel, like Mandalorian stuff. The fact that they're doing so much on location, that stuff would be a huge factor, along with the fact that I'm pretty sure a lot of these actors, if they're not getting more phone calls, that's going to conflict with their schedule.
That's true.
They are now.
Because man, ass off for Amen. Look, hold on. Here's my ass off nominees.
Thank you. Yes, you don't even have to finish the statement. I fucking agree. He's my fucking favorite already.
So it was
how much I love him.
It was Daemon Targaryen, but Aemon is
the AONs.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was Daemon, but Aemon is fucking ass off for Alicent, adult Alicent. I didn't like grown or baby Alicent all that much. Ass off for Rhaenyra. Ass off for Corlys, obviously. Nobody really had their ass on in this show. But those are my top ass off candidates. How about you?
I mean, Aemon, absolutely. That the fact of visually, he's the actor.
Yes,
he
looks the part.
He looks like a badass.
Yep.
And going against every part of my being of how much I know I need to despise and hate him because of who he's about to become and what he's going to do and everything. I'm just like, I'm compelled. Like, I think everything everybody felt about Daemon is what I'm feeling about him.
Yeah, he's like super Daemon Jr. kind of.
See, and it's like with Daemon, I have my preconception of Matt Smith, so it's still hard for me to get around. I like him. I think Daemon is badass and cool, but I wasn't fawning for him as much as everybody else is.
Yeah.
Aemon, on the other hand, especially as adult and lost his eye. Oh yeah. And now he's got and then that reveal he's got in this episode.
Yes.
That I don't want to give away.
Well, hold on. I'm about to one last thing before we want to move on in a second, but I'm gonna play the sound. Full spoilers, bro. Full spoilers right here. He does have a sapphire in his eye. I will have to real quick.
Hey, well, actually,
in the book it's a ruby. Either way, still looks cool as fuck. So to fill you in, Jared, government name.
No.
Right. So he got his eye cut out in the earlier episode.
I remember that.
And he has a sapphire in his. He has a patch, but he pulled a patch off, and there's like a sapphire there instead. It looks fucking cool. And also, so like the big thing that happens is that Vhagar kills Rhaenyra's second middle son, Lucerys, and also his dragon. But here's the thing that was super interesting, bro. This show is doing such a good job of making the right creative liberties. And again, the book was told from the perspective of the Maesters. It was left ambiguous on purpose, and they're making all the right decisions, bro. Because in the book, they made it seem like, yo, Aemon was out there to kill that nigga, like flat out. Like, you took my eye, you a hoe ass nigga, and if you don't take your own eye, I'm going to fucking kill you, period. That's the way it was made in the books. In the show, they added the human touch of, was Aemon just trying to like scare him? Like they made it very clear that the dragons were acting on their own at a certain point where Lucerys' dragon got tired of getting chased and like turned around and like tried to blow fire at Vhagar. And Vhagar is the oldest living dragon and the biggest, strongest living dragon. And Vagar was like, "Nah, man, fuck this little whippersnapper." And like, and so Lucerys was like, "Yo, no, like, don't stop, like, don't do that." To his dragon, whose name I can't remember, Arax, I think.
Yeah.
And then Vagar responded and was like, "Oh no, okay, you want to play games?" And even Aemon was like, "No, stop! Like, no, don't do it." And
Come here, little nigga.
right, and he realized he in one bite ate his whole dragon in one bite, literally.
Oh my god.
Chomp chomp.
Yeah, and so Aemon was like, "Oh shit, I didn't mean to kill that nigga, but I did." So here we go. And yeah, man, that's a different. That was not present in the books, and I'm happy to see that element there. So, anyways, I'm excited. Well done. Can't wait for season 2.
You gambling again?
Yep. All right, bro. You got anything else?
Booyah.
No, I think that was it. This first season, very exciting on that front. The build up was great casting, great characters. Like I said, Aemon, he's a bastard, but he looks badass.
Yes.
Guy is portraying him perfectly, doing so much work with one eye.
Yeah.
And I don't know a villain that I felt this way about in a while, where it's just like, I fucking hate you, but I love you so much.
Yeah. No, he's great. He's great.
And yeah, I'm definitely excited on that front. And I'm gambling again.
All right, bro. Well, thanks for
Gambling
for checking in with us, man. I'll talk to you later.
Absolutely. Let me know when y'all do the full Black Adam spoilers.
Yes.
I got opinions.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
hot takes.
Yeah,
I'm mad at everybody liking it. No, stop.
Yeah, people
can like what they want to like.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I'm gonna go.
But whatever, it's fine. I'll accept that people can be wrong. It's fine.
I plan on seeing it this week, so.
Same.
Cool. I look forward to both of y'all sharing what y'all feel about it, and maybe I'm the wrong one. I'm okay accepting that too.
We'll see.
What else? You know, Godspeed, fellas.
All right, bro.
First time, long time.
See you later, dog.
Peace.
Hey.
Love you too, bro. See ya.
Love you, brah.
All right.
Boom. The man's was working on the set of Black Adam.
That's fucking
fire.
cool, man.
That's so dope, man.
I meant to ask him what his next. I'm gonna text him. I meant to ask him what his next project is.
Yeah, I know too.
So yeah, man.
Very cool. Very cool. Hey, man. Something happened this past week. It was the beginning of something that we are obsessive fans over.
Yes. It is the NBA, dog. Let's go.
Basketball is upon us. The NBA season has begun.
Yes, sir.
I don't know about you, man. I was so excited for the NBA season to start.
Tell me about
My
it.
guys got their rings. We are the champs. They got their rings. They beat the Lakers on opening night.
Lakers. Weak. Who would have guessed?
I mean, it's so crazy to me that, like, not only fans, but like how just the Lakers organization in general. LeBron James.
So hold on, he just texted me back. He's working on Fear the Walking Dead right now.
That's fire.
And he will be there to the end of the season. So that's good.
It's just crazy to me how LeBron James is, as old as he is, still incredible.
Right. Averaging 30 and
but it's like it's expected. Like,
yeah.
They're expecting this guy to put the team on his back again.
Yeah.
And he's
I
almost
feel
40.
bad for him, bro.
Me too.
It's like Anthony Davis was supposed to be the fountain of youth for him, but it's more like he's the fountain of youth.
He's like sucking the life out of LeBron.
He's like a vampire.
He's like Rogue.
Give me the rest of your talent.
He's like a Orochimaru.
Right, dog.
Yeah, give me your talent and athleticism.
All right,
LeBron.
So I can sit on the bench and be injured for half the year.
I hate that people. I don't like when people, because it's like if people get hurt, that's not their fault. But I saw somebody call him Anthony Day to Davis. And it was very funny.
That's clever.
But yeah, man, just kind of what are your So just tell me about your team and like what are your early impressions from the first week of the NBA season and how you feeling about your guys?
I'm gonna answer this question in a different way. I got a bone to pick with Pistons Twitter. These niggas is so fucking corny to me, dog.
Bro, so I think it's just like
NBA Twitter in general.
Man, like, bro, we just won the championship, and when we lost to the Nuggets, I'm on Warriors Twitter, and it's just like these fans are saying all these things that need to be done about and I'm like, bro, it's the first week of the season.
Right.
We always lose to the Nuggets in the regular season. Always.
Yeah.
They never beat the Nuggets. We never beat the Nuggets in the regular season, and we never beat the Grizzlies in the regular season. Never.
Yeah, man.
Playoffs are a different animal. We beat them all the time in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Regular season, never. We never beat them in the regular season. Why y'all care so much?
Here's what the Pistons. So like, some fans, and myself included, I'll be honest, were concerned with Cade Cunningham's preseason performance because for two reasons. One, because he was passive, and two, because, and this is the passive piece I'm not worried about. He can turn it on and he can decide to go crazy. The thing that I'm not really worried about it, but I think I'm keeping my eye on is that his efficiency is not great still, and part of that is because he doesn't get no love from the refs, and he be getting fouled a lot.
I hate that so much.
One of the things that really helps people's efficiency is getting to the foul line, right? Because
now they're missed shots.
Well, they're not missed shots, right? If you get fouled on a shot that you miss, it doesn't count as a field goal. It doesn't count as an attempt.
I'm talking about when they're not calling the fouls.
Oh yeah, exactly. You're right. Because if you get hammered, which he does all the time, and he misses, it kills your field goals percentage. But again, that'll come. So a lot of people were a little bit concerned by his preseason performance, and like entire Pistons Twitter was like, "Oh, I mean, just like the like people who are personalities in Piston Twitters were like, oh, you guys are fucking. It's just preseason," which is super reasonable. Like that's fine, right? But then people like the barometer on the Pistons were, oh man, this team is exciting. We might mess around and be like a play-in team. Blah 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 blah. And then they looked terrible in the preseason. And like the same people who were telling Pistons fans to not trip about Cade Cunningham not looking great in the preseason were the same people who in the same breath all of a sudden are like, oh man, like I told you guys the Pistons were gonna be trash.
Oh my god!
Like no, you didn't. You were the same niggas that said that this team was gonna be good. And so what? So does preseason count, or does it matter, or does it not? Because if it doesn't matter, then why did you change your opinion?
That's so stupid.
And if it does matter, then why am I an asshole for worrying that Cade needs to stop fucking around, right? Like, what's going on? Which you can't be both. So
that's so annoying.
I say all that to say the Pistons look about as well as they look what you would think they would look like. They're a team that looks super talented, that probably still isn't going to be very good. I don't think they're going to be a play-in team. I think they're going to be a little bit worse than I was hoping they would be, but that's okay. I'm not tripping about that because as long as Cade, because the players are playing well, like Cade looks, he looked good the first two games because he had like a double. He had like 18 and 10 first game.
He's looked good.
He had like 15 and 9 the next game, and in this last game he had like 22 and 7.
I've watched every Pistons game too. So I think he's been fine.
He's looked good. I wouldn't say he's played great because his efficiency has not been great. He's turned the ball over a little bit too much, but he's a point. Like he is a good distributor of the ball. He's a great defender, which is underrated. And his efficiency will come around. Last game though, he looked good. There was a portion in the fourth quarter where he was flat out. He just decided that he wasn't going to be able to be guarded, and like it was like, nah, like I'm gonna score whenever I want.
Kind of score whenever,
which is like that's what you like to see from him. Right. But I'm very impressed with Jaden Ivey. He's looked amazing. His speed translates, and what this reminds me of is the kind of the same way I felt about Brandon Knight when he first got in the league. Except with Brandon Knight, I was like, man, this guy, one of the fastest players in the league day one, supposedly a good shooter. Like this should work. This should translate to the NBA.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it didn't. I kind of feel bad for him because he was about to turn a corner and looked like he was about to be a star until he got hurt.
And then he got dunked into the shadow realm.
Well, he actually survived that. Because remember he went to the Suns after he was at the Bucks. He averaged like 20 for the Suns.
He sure did when he was playing with Eric Bledsoe.
Eric Bledsoe, yeah. But then he got hurt like real bad. Like he got like 2 knee injuries in a row, and that was kind of it for him. But it didn't work. Is the point with Jaden Ivey? I was fearing like, is something going to happen where this skill set doesn't translate the way that it's supposed to? And so far, blown away. My expectations are. I mean, he's maybe the fastest player in the NBA already right now.
Mm-hmm. I told you before off air, like I was really surprised with how good he is already, and like I said, the eye test, man, it's important, and he just looks like he belongs. He just passes the eye test extremely easily. You know what he does that's gonna help him even because the shots got some work. He's a little further. He's far away on his jump shot. He got no in between game right now. It's either a 3 or a layup, which is okay. That's fine for a rookie. But what he does well that like will help him in those moments where nothing else is working is that he can pass that bitch. Yeah, I did not see that coming. Like he damn near had a triple double last game. He had like what is it, 15, like 11 and 8 or something like that. Like he's gonna be good. And then Jalen Duren don't even know how to hoop yet. And out here going crazy. Already primed DeAndre Jordan. Right, yeah. So young Pistons, man, I don't think they're gonna be a playing team. It wouldn't surprise me if they do, and it also wouldn't surprise me if they were a top 5 lottery team. I don't really care about that. I just care about the players getting better. Oh, one last thing. Sadiq Bey got to get better at. He needs to stop pump faking out of open jump shots into guarded jump shots. Like, either shoot that motherfucker or go to the basket. Like, stop doing the in between thing. And Bogdan, he's also I love Sadiq. I think sometimes he willingly defers like too much. I think he needs to be a little more aggressive. Like sometimes he's like, I got kind of Cade and Jaden Ivey now. I'm just bro. Like, no, one of those guys too. You're one of those guys. Get those shots up, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, Pistons, bang. I mean, championship, Warriors, ring night was fire. They are looking great in my opinion. Yeah. Steph averaging like 33 points a game. Yep. 3 games in, he's best player in the league. He's just still amazing. I'm just like, I love the fact that these guys, like, I think people fail to realize that the Warriors literally rebuilt their team while they won a championship.
Yeah, that's very impressive.
That's not something that you see very often. I also love, obviously, Steph, Wiggs, love Andrew Wiggins. I think he, just seeing him now, like, he really care about both ends. I think that's something that it kind of came later last year. You know what I'm saying? Like conference finals, like that's when he's, you know what I'm saying? But like now seeing him just really, like he like really just care and play both ends. Like I think he's such an important piece to the team, and I'm so glad that they were able to get him back. Jordan, I kind of am like, how long are we going to have Jordan Poole coming off the bench? Klay's my guy. I love Klay Thompson. But, at some point, you know what I mean? Like, when are we going to stop having to come off the bench? Love JaMychal Green. He was I was excited when they signed him. I liked him when he played for the Nuggets. But he's been great. I love him. I think he's a big underrated like addition to the team. It's dope to see. It's really dope to see James Wiseman be kind of the first like young guy crack the rotation now. Like he's got a real role. You know what I'm saying? I think it's only a matter of time once he gets a little better defensively before he slides in and kind of pushes Looney to the bench. Kevon Looney's my guy. Yeah. But I think that Wiseman is on the right track. I mean, before, he was hurt, he didn't play last year. But before that, the problem was, remember what I told you about the Warriors, it's you got to master a role. You know what I'm saying? This is a good team. You have to master a role or you're not going to be able to, crack the rotation. And that's why, like last year, remember I was talking about how in the playoffs, like, all these fans were getting so mad that Kuminga wasn't like playing, and I'm like, dude, it's because all he wants to do is score 30. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't play within the offense. He don't play D. Like he just wants to score. Yeah. So and I mean, kind of not. Like that's why he's still, you know what I'm saying? He's not really cracking the roadie like that yet. But you know what I mean? Like seeing James Wiseman I'm happy that he has shown that he's the one that's gonna understand that first out of him and all the young guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And now you're starting to see he's getting a little better defensively. He's like moving way better on offense. He's looking good. So I'm excited about him. I love Moses Moody. I think he's gonna be really good if he does. I don't think they are gonna. I hope they keep this. I don't think they need to move anything off this team. I hope they keep this pieces together. But yeah, I'm excited, man. They look good. Steph has been unstoppable. Clay's been, he's been good. He hasn't been bad. I think he had a rough shooting game against the Nuggets. But like I said, there's the two teams we never beat in the regular season is the Nuggets and the Grizzlies. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not worried about it. But yeah, they look good. Jordan Poole look good. But like I said, I don't know how much longer we're gonna keep. You know what I'm saying? How much longer are we gonna keep him coming off the bench? I mean, It's all good. He got paid, so you know what I'm saying? He's here. But I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, they look good, man. Love it. Beat the Kings last night. Almost came back on the Nuggets. They were down by like 20, and they had a really good comeback. They still ended up losing. The Nuggets are just one of those teams. They remind me of the Grizzlies. They just always make the timely shot. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever you're like trying to come back, they always hit that shot. And Jokic is just he throws some of the craziest passes, bro.
Right.
There was this pass where he caught it in the like high post area, and it's like they doubled him, and he couldn't even see. But he just knows that the guy came from the corner. So he just throws it in the corner, and they get an open
That's
three.
trust, man.
And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't even see the guy because his whole body is turned this way. But he just knows that the help came from the corner.
Yeah.
So he literally just doesn't even look, and he just throws the ball to the corner.
You know what? If that ends up a turnover, it's not his fault because that person was supposed to be there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like he's just got a really, really amazing vision, and he's just a good big guy. So, but yeah, man, Warriors 2-1. Steph Curry 33 points a game. Go, let's go. All right, man. Before we move on real quick, just with the start of the NBA season. Sorry, guys. I know we're jocks now. It's not nerd stuff. It's sports.
All right.
But yeah, man. Give me your prediction real quick. Who you think is going to win the championship this year?
I don't know, man. I think.
Give me your finals. Give me your conference finals in the East and West. Then give me your finals, and then give me your champ.
It was Bucks and Brooklyn, but I don't. From what I see from Brooklyn so far, I don't think so. But nobody else in the maybe Bucks and Boston. Boston looks great.
Boston looks great.
Yeah, Boston looks great. I think Bucks and Boston, and in the West, I think the Clips and the Warriors.
Boom. I think for me in the East, I'm going to say, I think I'm kind of with you on that. I think it'll be Milwaukee and Boston again. Mm-hmm. And then in the West, I'm going to say Warriors. And, like Phoenix looks so good sometimes, but they just always I don't know, man.
No, I know what
get
you
over
mean.
the hump. And it's like
they look worse this year, kind of to me.
You think so?
Yeah.
I like the Clippers. I think once John Wall and Kawhi start playing their legit minutes, I think they're going to be right there. So I'll say Warriors, Clippers too. Obviously, I'm going Warriors to win again, repeat. But who you got? Who do you think? Who you got for your MVP?
So I still kind of feel this way. Like, as long as Luka Doncic doesn't take a dramatic step backwards,
I think that team is one. They need something else.
They do, but here my point is that I don't think it matters. Like, I think if because they've been so horny for him to be the next guy for so long, like as long as he don't be weak this year, they probably just gonna give it to him just because it's his turn. But I still think that mostly. But I also am looking at what John Morant is doing, and I'm like, dog, this nigga is for real, bro.
I can't stand the Grizzlies, but John Morant is.
He averaged like 40 a game already. Like,
unbelievable.
Like if he keeps this up, it's gonna be hard to not give him an MVP.
Yeah, nah, for real. He is looking amazing, and that team is going to be another big problem again.
Yep.
MVP. You guys are funny, Stephen Curry. But yeah, man, I think the Mavericks are one player away from being like Western Conference final contender. I think they just need one more guy. I don't know why they don't like go out and get it. You know what I mean? Like just go get it. Go get that other player.
I honestly think they had it in Kristaps Porzingis. I don't think they gave that enough time to work.
Me neither. I think they just got burnt out because he was hurt so much, and they just moved on from it. But I think that would have been a good player to keep there.
He needs a skilled big.
He does. I think he needs a skilled big, and he needs another
somebody better than Christian Wood.
And he needs another like. Christian Wood's been really good though.
Yes.
I just think he needs another guard, like a big time guard. Not even like a like who do you think they could put with him?
I don't know. Like that's the only problem.
Not even
with the way
they
he
just
plays.
need a wing. I think they just need a wing, and you already know how I feel about Luka. I hate the way this dude plays. I'm sorry. Like this dude gets the rebound, shot clock's at 24. Dude dribbles down the court, ISOs until that mug is at 6.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Well, so to your point
so
though, that's
annoying.
kind of what I was about to say. Like one of the problems with he is a monster in terms of his ability to score and his efficiency and all of that is great, but like. He's gonna have to learn how to like not be a black hole if his team is gonna be better, you know. Because if he gets another dog over there,
that's what I'm saying.
That shit ain't gonna work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not gonna want to deal with that,
right?
You know
and he can still be the number one guy. That's fine. Like he is a number one option MVP candidate, like flat out. But you need if anything, if we know anything, you need two of those guys in order to win, right?
Facts.
You need at least one MVP candidate guy and
Jason Tatum
and another All-Star,
Jaylen Brown,
right? Another like high level All-Star,
yeah, Jaylen Brown. I think, but
if you don't have at least two of those guys, you don't got a shot.
Facts. So yeah, man. What about your MVP? You're saying Luka. I'm gonna say. All right,
I think I'm gonna put it on Ja for now, but I reserve my right to go back to Luka at some point in the season.
I reserve my rights. What about Rookie of the Year? Paolo, yeah,
he looks like a monster.
He looks.
He averaging like 25
he
already.
Looks incredibly ready to go. So I think I agree with that.
You know who I think is probably gonna be. So here's my top 5.
Benedict Mathurin is a bucket.
So I think Benedict Mathurin is probably better than Jaden Ivey today, right now. I still would have much rather had Jaden Ivey than Benedict Mathurin because I think his upside is way higher.
Me foolishly having him number 1 on the Warriors draft board, knowing that they would not be able to get him.
But he's got a lot of Bradley Beal to him. The only thing that could be a roadblock for him is that his handle is shaky. But he looks a lot like a young Bradley Beal right now. So I think him, Jaden Ivey, Keegan Murray, as much as I hate to admit it, has looked good so far.
Why are we doing this thing where we're bringing all the rookies off the bench? Like,
I don't know.
He's sweet.
Yeah.
Go ahead, just start him.
Yeah, I agree. So we got Paulo, and then who's the 5th best rookie right now? Because Josh, or what's the name? Jabari Smith hasn't looked great. I don't know. Whatever. I think Jalen Williams though for the he's hurt right now, but Jalen Williams from OKC, I think he's gonna be a really really good player.
Yeah.
He got game.
Agreed, man. So yeah, Paulo for me too. He just looks. He looks like a beast, man. He looks like he's gonna be a super all-star next year. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if not this year.
Yep.
So he's looking real good. What about 6th man of the year? Who you got 6th man of the year?
Probably. I mean Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
Or I don't understand how Tyler Hero still don't or does I think he actually starts
been starting the last couple of games, so I think he's finally.
Yeah, I think Jordan Poole, maybe Jordan Clarkson.
He's starting
Jordan.
too.
Is he?
Because I doubt he's gonna end up being in Utah the whole season. I feel like he's gonna be.
Yeah, bro. I drafted,
and Utah's like accidentally
Bro,
sweet
I
right
drafted Colin Sexton fully expecting him to start because they got
it's so weird.
because they I don't know, bro. Get him out of there so he can because I don't know,
He's a
bro.
good player.
Yeah.
But I think but like I said, I think like I don't see Conley being there all year. I don't see Clarkson being there all year because Utah is trying to tank right now, but they can't because they're
3-0.
They're playing too good. So I told you we already knew this is going to be kind of a weird year with teams very blatantly trying to tank for
Victor
for Wemby, but we'll see. But yeah, I think definitely Jordan Poole, especially if they keep him coming off the bench like they are. And last, who you got for Defensive Player of the Year?
I don't know. I think that like I don't like that award.
I don't either because it's like
it just awards who got the most rebounds and blocks.
That's all they do. They never. When's the last time a perimeter defender got that award?
Well, Marcus Smart did last year.
He did.
But that was the first time since like Gary Payton, I think.
I forgot about that. He sure did.
And he's not even the best perimeter defender.
Bro, I can't stand him. He's like
Drew Holiday is the best perimeter defender.
Marcus Smart is Patrick. Y'all let him trick y'all. He's Pat Beverly with more leadership qualities,
right? And a slightly better jump shot, but not by much.
Patrick Beverly starts for the Lakers. Yep. What are they doing? They have the worst like bench ever.
Yep.
But yep. All right, and real quick before we get into this top 5, what's your biggest surprise? Who's your biggest surprise team, and what is your biggest disappointment team?
Biggest surprise is probably the Utah Jazz,
bro,
because they're like 3-0,
they're like
while
sweet.
trying to lose, accidentally playing too sweet,
accidentally playing too hard. Sometimes it's just effort. You know what I'm saying? Like
what the dog? This is old, but DeAndre Hunter got re-signed for 4 years.
Oh, from the Hawks, yeah,
$95 million. Like that is a ridiculous overpay.
I think that's a big overpay.
Holy
too.
shit!
I don't know. Maybe they just worked him out in the summer, and he was like. Looking amazing.
I don't see it, bro. I've never thought he was
that's
all that good.
That's crazy.
What was the question again?
Biggest disappointment.
Biggest disappointment. Killian Hayes so far, man.
Oh yeah, he has really struggled with his shot. Man.
He looked so good in preseason, but
he was a bucket.
Soon as the season started, yep.
Do you think he's gonna be out?
I mean, if he has another shitty season this year, he's done.
Oh,
and that's gonna be too bad.
That sucks. I think biggest surprise, obviously Utah. I think I'm gonna go player. I'm gonna say Benedict Mathurin because he's just this dude's coming off the bench and he's a bucket. Just averaging over 20 points a game.
Yeah.
Biggest disappointment, Philadelphia, man. Like they just, I don't know, and it's just like that weird. I don't know, man. They're just one of those weird teams where it's like they got some questionable characters. You know what I'm saying on their team, and it's like, and it's like every year we're like, oh, it's gonna be not really, and it's like I just feel like, ever since they made that rule change, man, James Harden's off. He's still scoring and stuff, but like it just seems like he has to do so much more to get, you know what I'm saying, to score, and he's like not very efficient because now he doesn't get 20 free throws a game.
Yep.
But yeah, man. So with that said, talking about some NBA stuff, basketball. Let's get into this top 5. Let's keep it basketball related. Who are your top 5 favorite NBA players of all time?
Boom.
Boom shakalaka.
This one is pretty easy.
Yeah, man.
Although I lost my list, but I think I can do it off the top of my head.
Yo.
If you give me a second.
Corliss Williamson.
No. Number 5, dog. Actually, 2 honorable mentions would be Kobe Bryant coming just on the outside, and
Kobe.
Kevin Garnett,
just
outside of the top 5 as well. Number 5, dog. Never been a personal. This is weird that he's my top 5 in my top 5, even though I'm not really a fan because he's always played against the teams that I root for. But LeBron James. Just the legacy, the story of LeBron James is just too compelling and too good to like ignore. He just, you know, he greatest prospect of all time, lived up to the hype, and maybe the greatest player of all time. Like, you just never see that happen. Shout out to LeBron James. And it's only a matter of time, especially because of how weak this team is playing. He's gonna crack. He's gonna absolutely destroy Kareem Abdul's record.
Yes.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record soon. Number 4, Grant Hill, dog.
Hey, G-Rant.
LeBron before LeBron. Absolute animal. One of the greatest what-if stories of all time.
Maybe the greatest what-if story of all time.
Yeah. I mean, the only one that comes... There's only 2 that are in the same question, and it's D. Rose and Anthony Hardaway, in my opinion. But Grant was better than both of those guys.
He sure was.
And was on his way to being like, bro, in like 1996, Grant Hill was like flatly better than Michael Jordan. Like there were like conversations where like national NBA pundits were like, yeah, he's better than Michael Jordan.
Hey.
God damn it. And then the Pistons fucked up and destroyed his ankle. They tried to bring him back off the injury too quick, and that literally ruined his career.
Facts.
He never recovered from that. And even as an old man, he still had like a 19-year career, bro, after all of that.
He found a way to reinvent himself. He kind of became like a mid-range shooter, not handling the ball so much. And he found success on the Suns, man.
Yeah.
Like he was on those good Suns teams that people remember from the, mid-2000s.
Yeah, man, and played for much longer than you expected after how bad he was hurt.
He did. And, I think a lot of people also forget, too, that like Penny kind of did the same thing. When he first came back and
also
was playing
with the
for
Suns.
Phoenix, he was still good, I think.
Yeah. I think they played on some of the same teams.
I think he might have got hurt again. Did he?
Maybe. I don't remember.
Because I remember him being on that Suns teams with like Jason Kidd and he was like still, you know what I mean? It wasn't bad.
Man. But we never seen, because like his scoring numbers weren't absolutely crazy, but like we had never seen a perimeter player have this much like, I mean, he literally one season almost averaged a triple-double in like 1995. Like he averaged like 20, 10, and 7, right? Like
for sure.
Nobody was doing that until LeBron. And nobody since. Luka does it. Luka and LeBron are the only people who've ever done anything like that. Not even T-Mac had those types of all-around numbers. Okay, shout out to Grant Hill. Number 3, Steph Curry.
Hey! Steffington.
Yep. Greatest shooter. I mean, come on, bro. Whatever. We already did all this, bro.
What are we talking about here?
Greatest shooter of all time by a million miles. Nobody even comes close. And 5-time champion.
Finals MVP, league MVP.
Yep.
Back to back, unanimous.
Yep. There's nothing else to say.
What's his problem now? All he does is shoot.
Yeah.
Playing defense.
Whatever.
I'm a goalpost mover.
Changed the game forever by himself single-handedly.
What y'all mean?
Number 2. Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Hey,
another guy who I was never really a fan of, but it's Michael Jordan. It's like what?
Another guy I was never really a fan of, but it's Michael Jordan.
It is Michael Jordan, bro. Like I hated Michael Jordan when I was younger, but once I started playing basketball, like for real, especially when I was in college, when I started studying the game, I was like, oh, this nigga was really the GOAT. Like, they really couldn't guard him, like at all.
Sure could not. Dog, hilarious.
Yeah, just a great player. And just like I love, as you'll see from my number 1, I love villains, bro. And like we make Michael Jordan out to be this like hero. That nigga was a bastard, dog. Like he was an insane, crazy person. Same with Kobe.
Facts.
All due respect.
He was nuts.
But you need that to be good, to be like that type of good.
Yes, you do.
And probably the most stealth of all of the crazy people. And if you're not I guess if you're not a Detroit fan and you don't already know about this, then you probably already thought this. But man, number 1, Isaiah Thomas.
Hey. Psychopaths.
Absolute, just a total
Crazy
maniac, dog.
Crazy person.
I mean, greatest, him and Steph Curry, greatest point guards of all time. I say in terms of greatness, I would at this point, it's hard to not put Steph Curry over him because he's got 4 titles. But in terms of my favorite players of all time, it's always going to be Isaiah Thomas. In terms of like just a small guard dominating in a league in the 80s where there was no room for small guards. It was only bigs. That was it. And you know how he survived? Because he was fucking insane. He was absolutely Chicago murder crazy. Like that nigga was absolutely out of his mind. My favorite story about him is after he got elbowed in the head by Karl Malone and wasn't even mad at his coach, but just because he was so angry, he literally choked out Brendan Malone, his own coach.
Dog, that clip is so...
It's crazy. Did you see the look in his eyes?
It's so weird.
Like, he looks like he wanted to kill him.
It's one of the weirdest, like, sports clips, in my opinion, in existence.
Yes.
Like, it's just strange.
Bro, because they called him the babyface assassin. You see in all his interviews, he's always smiling and he's always,
psycho.
Clean shaven, happy, smiling guy.
Crazy!
Bro, that motherfucker literally had fire and hate and pain in his eyes and was about to rip off his coach's head. And his coach wasn't even involved. It wasn't even his fault.
He literally just... It was like a voodoo doll.
It was like the closest person to me. I'm gonna kill them. Yes.
Isaiah. Yeah, man.
I love it. Isaiah Thomas, favorite player of all time.
Boom shakalaka. NBA, man, let's go. Basketball. What player would you say? What player did you model your game after? Because we all do that at a certain point. We all try to
for sure
play like somebody that really inspired us.
For me, it was very easy. Richard Hamilton.
Bang, bang. Shout out to Rip. All right, man. Shout out to Rip. Let's go. Top 5 favorite players. Run that top 5 off for us one more time, sir.
It was LeBron James, Grant Hill. LeBron James. Grant Hill, 4. Number 3, Stephen Curry. Number 2, Michael Jordan. Number 1, Isaiah Lord Thomas.
Let's go. All right, man. Let's go. Some honorable mentions before we get into this. Shout out to Tim Hardaway, man. Love Tim Hardaway. Shout out to Dirk. Shout out to Chris Paul. Shout out to Tony Parker. Shout out to Jason Williams.
It was Bill Cartwright that hit him in the eye, not Karl Malone.
Okay. Shout out. Bill Cartwright had a weird jump shot.
Dog, the weirdest.
Shout out to Jason Williams, White Chocolate. That is my guy.
Yes, sir.
I love Jason Williams, White Chocolate, man. But let's go. Coming in at number 5, pound for pound, maybe the best one-on-one player ever, pound for pound, Allen Iverson, man.
Hey.
Let's go. I say it all the time. I think Iverson is the most disrespected legend ever in NBA history.
Agreed.
This guy is the most influential player of all time. And I'm not talking about just on the court. I'm talking about everything. The culture.
The style.
The culture of basketball. This guy was the first guy really had braids. He was kind of the first player that had a bunch of tattoos. He was kind of the first player that was wearing the tights in the sleeve, the calf sleeves and the tights under the pants. He was, wearing the baggy clothes and the jewelry and the interviews and the do-rags and the earrings and dressing how he wanted to. And the whole reason they made a dress code was because of him. And
too much nigger style involved.
A little too much nigger in there. Get it out. You know what I'm saying? But just and being himself and not code switching in the media interviews, man. And then on top of all those things, buckets.
Yes,
I think people forget how insane it is that this guy scored the points that he did, and he was so small, and he wasn't and he wasn't shooting a bunch of threes. Like this dude he was getting to the rim. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Iverson, man. That's my guy. Love him.
So hold on. I just watched the clip of him losing it. There's one detail about this video that makes it even more ridiculous in the grand scheme of things. You know who had to come over to calm him down?
Oh God, somebody even crazier.
Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman had to calm him down, bro.
That's like Jason Voorhees losing it at a traffic stop and Michael Myers coming in. Hey man, don't do this, man. You don't want to throw your life away, bro.
Right. Bro, look at this look in his eyes, dog.
Dog, it's disturbing.
Crazy.
I told you this.
Oh my God.
He was a psychopath.
I love it.
But shout out to Allen Iverson, man. I never forget, man. NBA Finals, 2001. Everybody at school came to school the next day with their mom's pantyhose on their arm,
yep.
trying to wear an Iverson sleeve, man.
And he had 32, was busting y'all ass, weak ass
One
niggas.
of the GOATs. Shout out to Iverson, man. Number 5. Coming in at number 4. Let's go, man. One of my favorite Warriors of all time. Favorite dunk ever, Baron Davis. Let's go, man. Baron Davis, one of my favorite players ever. Just incredible, explosive point guard. He was dope on the Hornets. He was amazing in college, but this guy, when he was on the Warriors, man, like that's when that franchise turned the corner into being like this. They always played an exciting brand of basketball because of Don Nelson, but like this was when, you know, that team really, their culture kind of shifted. Like people were like, because Oracle was always jumping. Like they always had good fans. But once Baron Davis and that We Believe team kind of happened, that was like the first step in the right direction. And they drafted Steph, and then they drafted, you know, Clay, Draymond, Harrison Barnes. Then it kind of took off from there. So boom, man, shout out to Baron Davis. That's my guy. Baron Davis on Andre Karolinko, best dunk ever.
Man, it's pretty crazy.
Let's go. Number 3. This guy.
Hold on. In the background, there's a 30-minute video of Isaiah Thomas just being crazy. Just him getting into fights and having heated moments. 30 minutes. He just swung on Rick Mahorn for no reason at all. And the crazier part is that Rick Mahorn didn't even notice it. Like, he didn't even recognize.
Oh, my God. You can't. Is that a mosquito?
What was that?
Oh, my God. Look at him. Set a screen on me. Ah!
Socked that nigga in the middle of the game.
Fired on
and
him.
then just kicked somebody in the face. And oh my God, Isaiah, what? Look. He kicked it and he stomped on him. Bro, he was insane. Dog.
He's a psycho.
And,
psycho. Crazy. Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
my goodness, man. Isaiah, what happened?
Nuts.
I love him.
Jeez. Coming in at number 3, man, on my top 5 favorite players of all time. We got my guy, Gilbert Arenas.
Let's
man.
go.
Agent Zero. This was my favorite player all through high school and college. This is my guy, man. Love Gil. This was, I think a lot of people that love Steph Curry, man, this is a guy that was shooting threes and walking away before it went in the rim.
Yeah.
Before, you know, doing that before everybody. He was hitting game winners, buzzer beaters, half court pulling up from the logo. Man, this was just he was awesome. I loved that Wizards. I mean, obviously first played for the Warriors, of course. The Warriors drafted him. But that Wizards team with him, Caron Butler, and Antoine Jameson was fire. He was this was at a time when, you know, LeBron, Kobe, Dwayne Wade, Melo, you know, all these guys were kind of running the league, and Gil was kind of the next guy that was in there just kind of secretly averaging like 29, 28 points a game. Had a lot of 50-point games, dropped 60 on Kobe at Staples Center against the Lakers back when the Wizards used to rock the gold and black jerseys.
Yep.
So
those were some cold jerseys.
They were cold. So shout out to Gil, man. That's my guy. When I was in college, I went to Finish Line and I used to wear his shoes. And I got you know how when you go to the shoe store they have the giant like vinyl poster in the mirror. They had a Gilbert Arenas one for when his shoes came out, and I like begged them to let me buy it when they got done, and they let me buy it. And
that's what's up.
For like $20, and I had it in my dorm room when I was in college.
That's fire. It's like the cutout.
Yeah, it
that's
was
fire.
huge. So shout out to Gilbert Arenas, man. But coming in at number 2, let's go, man. You guys already know, one half of the best backcourt of all time, the most mentally tough player in NBA history, Klay Thompson.
Yep.
This guy tore his ACL, came back, tore his Achilles, had to miss 2 seasons in a row. And what did this guy do? won the NBA championship.
Yep.
Love this guy so much. Second best shooter of all time. Probably the best shooting form of all time.
Picture perfect.
Shout out to Klay Thompson, man.
It's not my favorite. It is picture perfect, but it's not my favorite.
No, it's not
form
my
of all
favorite,
time.
but I'm talking about in terms of how it looks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My favorite, this is underrated, bro. My favorite in terms of like visual, just like it just looks pretty. Tim Hardaway Jr.
He does have a great
That motherfucker
shot.
got a cannon, dog. That shit, it doesn't go in as much as you want it to.
but it looks great.
That shit looks amazing every time he lets it go.
It looks great. I used to love J.R. Smith's shooting form.
Another very good
elevation.
one. Another good one.
I
Yeah.
used to love J.R. Smith's shot. So shout out to Klay Thompson. And number one, come on, you already know, Steph Curry, GOAT, best point guard of all time, best shooter of all time, 4-time NBA champion, 2-time MVP, which I went Finals MVP, Western Conference Finals MVP. Come on, man, GOAT. Let's go.
Dog, let's go.
Bang. It's my top 5 favorite NBA players of all time. And Allen Iverson at number 5, Baron Davis number 4, Gilbert Arenas number 3, Klay Thompson number 2, Steph Curry at number 1. Bang. Basketball back.
I know.
Thank y'all for listening. Hey, man, we're going to do a definitive top 10 for the next episode. I'll send it to everybody. And next time, we're going to do a Halloween episode.
Hey.
So tune in on Halloween. Boom.